Alright, now I'm gonna show you guys how to give that Steve Harvey that crispy line. You see, got Andre here in the chair again. Now I'm going to go ahead and shape him up, get him looking good. Get him back on the streets, get him with those ladies. So grab my T outliners. First off, what I'm gonna do is take my brush his hair down. Make sure the hairline's brushed all the way out. For that Steve Harvey line, take a little bit of the spray. Spray it in the brush. Brush it in the hair. You can get the spray on my website also. So go ahead and visit the website. Get yourself some of the best barber products. Take a little bit more. Just a little couple more of those sprays. A spray. Now also you can use it, just brush it all into the hair. Makes the hair even darker, makes your cut look even better. He's just rocking a dark Caesar, so I'm just gonna make his hair even darker and make it look better. So now what I do, I take some spritz. Get yourself a little bottle of spritz. Spray a light mist on the head. Don't get it in the client's eyes. Let that dry for a second. Brush off any excess hair that's around. And what the spritz is going to do is hold the hair in place. It's going to freeze it in place. So, the forehead is going to get hard. And you're going to see when I'm lining it up, you're going to see some white flakes. All the white flakes are, it's just the spritz dried up. And you just take some water and wipe it off his head when you're done. So, now, first off, go ahead and take my T outliners. Now, when you're lining somebody up, you want to stay on the natural hairline. You see how his hairline is. You don't want to push it back. Stay on the natural hairline. You don't take any hair off really at all. So I just get my brush back out again, my soft bristle brush. And brush the hair down where I'm about to line up. And now, also, when you're lining up, you want to find where his lines are. And you want to keep it as even as you possibly can on both sides. So make sure these bottom lines are matched up, going across the forehead, and the sides, make sure they're the same length. Make sure this side is the same length as this side. You don't want them at angles or anything like that. So now the spritz is dry, so I like to start, when I line somebody up, I like to start in the back. Since I already lined up the back of his head, I come around, start from the back, and I work my way up. So take my T outliners and I just start here. And you see I'm not going any higher than the natural hairline. You stay on that. Make sure your clips are adjusted so they can cut the best. You see, I'm barely even touching the head, and I'm using the T part of the blade mostly for this edge right here. Got that part done. Now you can move up to the hairline. And do not push back on the natural hairline. Even if it's all uneven, you stay with the natural hairline. Unless the client actually tells you to even it out. Brush it down a little bit more. You see how my line's coming together now? Brush it down, make sure there's no little loose hairs. If there are, you get those. And also, when you're doing the top line, before you get around to the sides, make sure you don't go too far back on their line. So as you see, you gotta stay in it. Don't go too far back. Don't go farther than that, because you're gonna push their line back in. People don't like that, because when their hair goes back, they got those small hairs coming in. They're gonna be angry at their barber for pushing their hairline back. They're gonna get made fun of. So now that I finished this line, now I move to the sides. Now make sure your sides you want them straight, unless they're not straight. Some clients' lines are slanted, so I mean you got to stay with that. Alright, now move towards line. I have to take my clipper just like this from here, and I just go in. And you just repeat the same thing on the other side of the head. As you see on this side, how I work my way around. I work my way from the back of the head. I went over here. I came to this side. I skipped to the top. I came around. And now I'm back over here, finishing this side. And I'll be coming back around. And then after I finish this, I'll come back and I'll finish this side over here. So as you see now, got my line up here straight. And now I'm working with the side over here. Trying to get that as perfect as possible. You give a client the best lining. Right, now this is the finished lining now. This is what your lining should look like. Have it even. And this is the end of the dark Caesar right here. So and there you go.